ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new series we are doing. We have anime talk. We have the One Piece manga reviews. We got the Bros Who Think podcast on YouTube. We do Bros Who Binge and movie content on YouTube. Well, we're expanding our manga review content, and we missed out on My Hero Academia. Kaiju number 8, I didn't have anybody to do it with, but this manga in particular I think is gonna last on the network because it's like One Piece, but it has all the world building, enough room to make theories. There's so much content, and what I love about it is there's not a lot of people making content for this manga, and my co-host for this series has been begging me for a while now, even before we was working on the stuff about you need to do content for this, you need to do content for this area is clear. There's no one there doing it. People can do it. The people are clamoring for it. It's a love series. You need to make content for it. And then I looked up the series. I looked up to see if people was making. Nobody's really making content for it, at least in America. And it's an incredible manga. So if we can put people on and really get this bandwagon going, I think this could be something special. We're here reviewing Kingdom. Well, we're going to be reviewing Kingdom. This is our intro video to that. 5 reasons why you should be reading Kingdom and 5 reasons why you should be caring about Kingdom. And my co-host for this journey is none other than our hip-hop correspondent. You may see him on the Bros Who Think podcast. You may see him doing One Piece stuff, but this is his show right here with myself. We're gonna be reviewing Kingdom. We got my man Phareaux in the building. P, how you doing, brother? You have been
Swamp.
You've been wanting to talk about Kingdom with me for forever. You've been telling me to read it for forever. I'm reading it currently. I absolutely love it. I'm excited for us to go through this. So basically, after this video, the way it's gonna go is we're gonna review arcs, and then after we review each arc, we're gonna get closer and closer to being current. And then once we're current, we're gonna do it like One Piece where we review chapters. But at the beginning, we're gonna review it by arcs. So I'm excited. But P, tell me a little bit about why you love Kingdom so much. Why you think why are you excited to be reviewing this, and why are you excited to be going on this journey before we get into our 5 reasons why people should read Kingdom.
Right. Basically, Kingdom is something that was I did not expect to like as much as I like. Um, you know, and the person who introduced me to Kingdom is my homie Elijah. He's also the person that introduced me to One Piece.
Oh, okay.
So off the strength of how good One Piece was and how much I enjoyed that series, I'm pretty much anything he recommends me, I'm gonna read it at this point. So Kingdom just happened to be that next series that he was like, yo, you gotta read this. This is amazing. It's unlike pretty much any other series out there. And basically it's just such an interesting series because of the world it creates. Even it's crazy how it creates a world while still being based on the real world.
Yeah, facts.
Like there's a certain element of reality to it. Is a certain element of realism. I do like that this is not your typical battle shonen or anything. I do believe Kingdom's technically a seinen, and it's not your typical battle series at all. In that we're not getting fireballs and goddamn power up transformations but the combat and the choreography and the fighting is just as entertaining. It's just as the artwork you're gonna see from chapter 1. The artwork is different. This is a very unique type of artwork that we're seeing. The style that Yasuhisa Hara brings to this series is definitely unlike anything I've encountered before. And I just think the way it portrays something that a lot of people might be familiar with. It's the Chinese history. It's the history of the unification of China. Something we probably learned about in world history when you're in school. But the way he's able to take that and expound on it and make that story larger than life, and the way he's able to kind of still stay somewhat in the realm of reality, but also having it giving you the fantastic, big nature of how animes kind of expound on reality. And I think it walks a very fine line that it does very well.
And see, real quick, before we get into your 5 reasons why, I agree with you, and I agree with everything you said. And when I started reading, for me, I love anime, and see, it's interesting because this is in the opposite direction of time. But my favorite anime is our genre is the Cowboy Bebop, the Trigun, the Black Lagoon, like
Mm-hmm.
basically animes that are fantastic. They have fantastical elements, but for the most part, they're grounded in reality.
Right.
For the most part, whereas Trigun's based on a futuristic wasteland world. Cowboy Bebop's based on a futuristic world, but basically it takes the Western trope of bounty hunters and they put it on that world. Black Lagoon is current
Got the space
present day.
cowboys.
Exactly. Black Lagoon is present day hitmen, but in the Philippines. And Kingdom is basically in that time period that you said of the unification of China, but the combat is where it's not fantastical, but it's not fantastical in the sense of powers, but it's fantastical in the sense of, oh, we might move faster than the normal human. We may have strikes that are 10 men strikes type shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's the moments where they push the edge, like Bebop, like Trigun, like Black Lagoon, but it's still grounded in reality, and I love it. And the fact that we normally I do futuristic series of present day, and for this one to be Sword and Shield era, but from the Chinese military perspective, because as an American, we always see the Spartans, we always see the Vikings, we always see the knights, we even see the samurai. These aren't samurai, so this is something that for the average American who went through history class, you didn't get this military. The closest you got to
You
it
didn't
is
get to see. We didn't get to see really anything past the terracotta army. That kind of
pretty
showed us
much.
what the armor kind of looked like,
Yep.
but we didn't really get to see like what were. It didn't. It doesn't go that in depth when we talk about these armies and the
The
battles that happened, the generals,
the
and that's
closest
and
thing
that's
to this
honestly
area is the samurai or the Mongols, the Genghis Khan, and we really just talk about Genghis Khan, and that's it. You don't go past
right.
him or before him. And with the samurai, it's a general overview. It's never
Right.
really deep dive into that era. And so for the Chinese army, this is something we never see.
Right. And I
And like you
think
said, besides the terracotta warriors, that is something
Kingdom,
you do see.
Kingdom, Kingdom. What Kingdom does with this is they take these great people from history that we don't know very much about, and it takes the little bit that we do know about them and just expounds upon it in such
Yep.
a way where it just creates these great backstories for these characters. Is one of is just such a very diverse cast. The characters, you got your generals, you got your lawmakers, your political characters that come into play, and they
Which I
are
love.
big. Politics is a huge part of the kingdom world.
Hmm.
Um,
That
and I
for
mean,
those that
everybody plays their role.
for those that love Game of Thrones, it has that Game of Thrones political
Definitely.
intrigue, 100%. Because I know that I when discussing where I was in the on the pod so far, it makes it seem like I just started, but no, as you know, I've gotten deeper in the kingdom than I've let on. So I know about the political intrigue, but I didn't go past that because I'm waiting for this pod to go past where I was. So we're gonna restart from the jump, and I'm excited for that. Let me give some background info on Kingdom really quickly, and then we'll get into your 5 reasons why. Kingdom is written by Yasuhisa Hara.
Yasuhisa Hara.
Yasuhisa Hara. And it's been serialized in Shueisha's Seinen magazine, Weekly Young Jump. So, like Phareaux said, it is a Seinen. It's started in January 26, 2006, and it's still continuing to this day. The Shueisha has collected its chapters into individual tankobon volumes. The first volume was released May 19, 2006. And in 2015, Hara stated that he planned to extend the series up to 100 volumes. And as of May 17th, we're at 72 tankobon volumes. I will say the one issue with Kingdom is the English translations.
There
Talk to
is
me
no
about
English translation. It
yeah,
does
so
not
okay.
exist.
So
Yeah.
how
I
so,
was gonna make sure to mention that if you didn't
yeah.
get to it.
So everybody,
Yeah.
the way we read this, we got to trap out the bandwidth.
Yes. In order to read Kingdom, there is no English You can't find this manga. You can't go out and buy a physical copy in English. You can't find the official English translation. You have to go the scanlation route.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not hard to find.
No, not at
Definitely
all.
not. You can literally type in "read Kingdom" on Google, and
You'll find
everything
it.
you need will pop up very fast.
Now, is there a translation you prefer?
All right. I personally, and pretty much the general consensus, is that you want to use the now this is the part that might trick some people up. So
Okay.
I'm glad we're covering this. The Japanese this is the translation that has the Japanese names of the characters instead of the Chinese names. So
Okay.
to know which translation you're reading, because you probably can't tell just if you don't know, if you see the main character's name as Xin, Xin, that is the Chinese. If you
Okay.
see Shin, Shin, that is the Japanese. You
Okay.
know,
Gotcha.
certain characters, and basically the biggest major difference is that the characters' names are gonna be different, and most people find the Japanese a lot easier to digest and
Okay.
pronounce
So
and
then
remember each
basically
character's name. For
on
me, that's what
this
the big difference is for me.
on this journey we're going on, we're going to be reading it with the character's name is Shin, Shin, just to let
Yeah,
everybody know.
that is the
Okay.
Japanese.
The
That's
Japanese translation or the Japanese naming of it, but we're still doing the English
like the
full
names can be
translation.
really like wild. Like if you look at guys like Shogun Kun, who's one
Mm-hmm.
of these very important character that appears very early in the first arc. Um, his name in the Chinese is like, I believe it's Chang Wenjun.
Okay.
You know, General O Sin, his name in the Chinese is Wang Jian.
Okay. So the
That's
Japanese is just.
and that's actually O Sin's actual name. The real O Sin who actually lived in real
Oh,
life.
okay.
His
So
real name was Wang Jian.
yeah, so I assume most people, at least American manga fans, choose the Japanese names just
Right,
because there's something we're more used to.
right. But there's no problem with reading the Chinese too. If you're more into the if you want to
More
check the
realistic
Chinese, see the
history, yeah.
names, and then do your research and find out who these people actually were in real life and how the character actually was as a real person. That's an interesting aspect of Kingdom too, is that there is the historical aspect of it.
Okay, hell yeah. So that's just something I want to bring up before we get to his 5 reasons. The other thing, finally, do you think it's worth people checking out the anime going on this journey with us?
As far as the anime Kingdom, this is what I'll say about that.
And be honest, keep it a stack.
I'm not the. You already know how I go.
Yeah, I
You
know.
already know how I go with me. I'm not the biggest fan of the early part of the Kingdom anime. The first 1 or 2 seasons, I'd say I wouldn't recommend that you make that your first Kingdom experience. I would recommend you read this manga first to really understand the magnitude of this
Story,
series,
yeah.
to really get the feel of it, because that artwork and the amount of how graphic it is, and the way and then the perspectives. You got to understand what Hara kind of does, that thing that Oda does, where he draws certain characters at a certain size to
Got
kind
you.
of represent how big they look to the character facing them. Whereas
Okay.
sometimes Kaido looks ridiculously huge, and
Yeah, but
other
he's not on
times
it.
he's like built like a little midget, kind of like. So that there's that kind of thing going on too. Like certain the way the manga's gonna give you more. You're gonna get a lot more portrayal, and you'll probably have a better understanding, and it'll probably be a lot more impressive if you read the manga. At least read it first.
Gotcha.
But the anime does get pretty good at about season 3 or 4.
Okay.
It does get pretty good. I
Because I
did watch
know
some
I
of
did
the
see the animation of the later season. It's like it used to be 3D, but then when it gets to that 2D mapper, like it gets to that point where it's like, okay, this looks great. Because at first it's like Berserk 3D, and I feel the same way about Berserk. You should read it instead of watching that anime.
right.
Well, you can watch it later if you want. And Kingdom, I feel the same way because I tried to watch it. And I was like, no, and then you was like, read it, and it's
different. It's a
night and
totally
day.
different thing.
Yeah, it's not like it is. I'd say that anime at first is one of the worst adaptations of a series, and not in the sense of like it's a bad. It's just it doesn't do the series justice. Like just like Berserk, I would say Berserk's one of the worst adaptations as well because it doesn't do it just. There's gore, there's violence elements, there's size, there's so many things that the anime gets wrong at first. Because like you say, it gets better. but don't like you said, let that be
Right.
your first
If you
experience.
want that full experience to really get what we're about to attempt to convey and describe to you, you have to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to at least read it first. You
Got
know,
you.
not
All right.
saying don't enjoy the anime, but definitely read it.
100%. So those are just some little anecdotes and side things that I thought we should discuss before. But without further ado, let's get into Pharaoh's 5 reasons why you should be checking out Kingdom. And this will be our introduction to the series before we get to our reviews. And just really quickly, let me tell you the first arc we will be reviewing. Just really quickly, let me pull it up. All right, Kingdom manga. All right. Um, do you know what the first arc is called, Pharaoh? If you did.
Oh, the name of the first arc? I know exactly. I know what happens in the first
Oh yeah,
arc.
no. Okay, okay, here we go. I got it. It
Okay.
is the Seikyo Rebellion arc.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that covers a lot. That's
Yeah,
a
that'll be 47 chapters.
yeah. There's a lot that happens leading up to that.
So we will discuss the entire Seikyo Rebellion arc in our next video. That'll probably happen sometime next week. But without further ado, RP, let's get into it. Give me number 5.
All right. Um, I guess the first thing I'm gonna talk about with Kingdom is something that we kind of touched on a little bit already, and that's the world building.
Okay.
I feel like that's definitely one of the biggest attractions to Kingdom for all the people that love stuff like One Piece or your Vinland Saga or like your Berserk
Game
or
of Thrones.
Game of Thrones or your is a place is a situation where the world is living beyond the main character. You
Mm-hmm.
know, Shin is one, and I'll get into Shin later. But Shin's story as the main character is not the only story at play. Like it's way bigger than just him and his journey. You're just primarily following him. But while he's doing things here, there's things happening in this other country.
The
As
world doesn't
Shin is
stand
ranking
still.
up, as Shin is ranking up and becoming stronger and getting better and getting more knowledge and ranking up, becoming a general and this stuff like that, there's a character in the Han that's also doing the same
Mm-hmm.
thing, or the Chu that
The
also
politics are
is
still
having
going
that
on.
same type of progression.
Yep, 100%.
Um, there's a king that he has to deal with. Other generals that he's facing, they have their own king with his own agendas, and is a very is there's a lot of moving parts that keep it interesting, and there's a lot of things that you'll Haro give you in the beginning that come back to be really important down the line.
Okay.
So, and it just draws a lot of comparisons for One Piece. So I feel
I was
like a
about to
lot of
say it's
people
it's
that
very One
enjoy
Piece
One
esque.
Piece and that type of story, if you want something a little more mature, a little more serious, whereas One Piece could be kind of goofy and comical, Kingdom is right up your alley in
Hell
that
yeah.
sense.
So for those, it's very. I always compare it to how Naruto stood still. The world stood still if Naruto wasn't affecting the world. We didn't know the Raikage and them weren't moving and doing shit unless Naruto was in that village. Whereas
Right.
One Piece, Luffy's doing stuff, Shanks is doing stuff, Blackbeard's doing stuff. The world is moving. Same thing in Kingdom. So all right, awesome. Reason number 4. I
Reason
guess
number
reason
four.
number 2. I mean, it don't make sense to go up 5 to 1. So yeah, that was reason number
Yeah,
1.
it's not
Go
really.
ahead.
I didn't
It's
really
not
do
like a
these in any
surprise. Yeah,
order.
yeah, 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 yeah. Reason number
It's
2.
right. The next reason is I would say the historical storyline. Because what we
Okay.
getting with Kingdom is that it's crazy to think that this is actually, for the most part, historically accurate.
Mhm.
Everything that happens in Kingdom technically happened in real life. Now, the way these things happen and the manner in which they happen, or some small details have been, we've beefed up for
Mhm.
for the, for the entertainment value. But in general, you are getting a real life story. You are getting an anime adaptation of real historical fact. These characters, these generals that you see, these are real people that once really lived. They really did command these armies. These battles that happened, these battles actually happened. These
Yeah.
invasions, these the various things, these things are real, and so it's grounded in reality. And I think, for my people that really liked history class in school, this is something that you probably love. Like, you're
Yep.
getting a real story, and it's the way horror is able to take that and still allow it to be very entertaining and introduce fresh things and leave room to create theories and all that in the same way that we've seen in an anime like One Piece or something like that. Like there's that room to think about, wow, this is happening, so that means this is happening here,
Yeah.
and this is, you know.
Just because it was real life doesn't mean we're not gonna be able to theory craft. Hell yeah.
Right. This is ripe with theory craft material.
Hell
You know,
yeah.
you get situations where it's like I won't
Yeah, I was gonna
spoil
say,
it.
don't even give no sense. Yeah, dude, we
Yeah,
get.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but I will just give an example of a certain situation because they're gonna get this pretty soon in the story anyway.
Okay.
There is a certain there's a certain character, and he's very powerful character, very important character to the story. One of the most important characters to the story. His son is also very important too, and there ends up being a certain discrepancy or a dispute as to whether this character's son is actually his son.
Mm.
And that leads to some very serious drama that's gonna occur
Yeah.
throughout the story. And you know, it just gets, and then there's also that character's ambitions in life that also cloud that. Lynn knows who I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure he can
Mm-hmm.
tell who I'm talking about.
No,
But for y'all
100%.
that haven't read that, y'all need to go read Kingdom to find out who is this mysterious man with the possibly illegitimate son and this whole crazy shit that he got going on. Y'all need to go read this to find out these juicy details.
Hell yeah. All right, reason number 3.
Reason number 3, man, the artwork. The artwork and the
Beautiful.
war depictions.
Yeah.
Oh,
I gotta give it to him. This is the best. I know we have the Great Ninja War. I know we have Marine Ford. I know we have all these quote unquote big wars and show. They don't have shit on this. This is a
right.
real deal war. Like think of Troy war scenes for people who watch movies. Troy 300. This is it. Honestly even better than 300. More so Troy the King. This is a real deal
Right.
warfare going on.
And while you mention those things, there is a Kingdom movie that is
Oh,
excellent.
okay. Real live
If you
action.
want to
Okay.
watch something and I already told you about it, watch the Kingdom movie. I would rather
Mm.
you watch that than the first part of the anime. If you really
Ooh,
want to get the
okay.
Kingdom experience in a visual on screen, watch the
The
movie. The
movie.
movie is
Okay.
absolutely fantastic.
That's
I
real.
will throw that out there.
Hey,
But
Hollywood can do war, and that goes to what you're saying about he does a great job with the art depicting war.
right, you getting some shit that looks like the Great Ninja War, like every other chapter. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like you get the war arcs are a big part of the story. I mean, that's what this is all about. It's about the unification of China, the
Every
warfare, the
battle's a
conquering,
war.
the
It's not
subjugation.
1v1.
We get all that, like and I mean, just the visuals, man. You're getting some off the wall stuff. Like this is what horror does to make it like entertaining.
Epic,
Like
yeah.
you got some guys that you like a guy like the main character Shin. He's amazing. He's gonna roll through there. He's gonna pick his sword up and he's gonna slice 6 guys' heads off in one swing. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see that. You know, I'll give you another little moment that happens is that there's a certain character who uses a glaive to fight, right?
Yeah.
He he cuts down an enemy and uses the glaive to pick up their body, spin it around like a helicopter, and block arrow fire with it. This is the level of
Of
strategic
gore, yeah.
combat that you're gonna see. Like,
Mm-hmm. And then
like
he's not afraid to show the blood, and that's why it's a seinen. It really goes there.
yeah, there's blood, there's violence, there is sex, there's all that in here. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's all time. This is not This is not a shonen. It's not a children's series. You know, it's very mature, very grown. That's why I say if you're a fan of One Piece and want to kind of have a similar experience to that, but maybe a little more mature, a little more adult and progressive,
Mm-hmm.
like this is
Kingdom is
this
for
is
you.
this is what you want to. This is what you need right here. This is what you've been looking for. This is
But
what you've been looking for.
for your I believe this was reason 4. The art is just incredible. The art is impeccable. So you gotta, if anything, check out Kingdom for its art because it is beautiful. So all right, and it was that reason 3 or 4.
That was 3.
All right, let's get to reason 4.
All right. Number 4 is Shin.
Okay.
Shin is one of, I feel, the best MCs.
He up there for sure.
Shin, I feel like Shin is the MC that a lot of fans say they want.
Oh, they want Luffy to be for sure.
They want everybody says what they want from MC. They want, oh, he can't just be some chosen one that was destined for greatness from the beginning, but he's blessed with this magical power that allows him to fulfill some prophecy or
We
some
want to
shit.
see him
This
work.
is not that at all.
We want to see him work from the ground up. This is
If
that.
you want, Shin is a character that is not supposed to make it where he made it. That you see why he made it to where he made it. The things he had to do. You see the work, the everything he had to put in. Nothing is given to Shin.
Facts.
Shin has to go out and go above and beyond everyone else to get just as far as they do.
Facts.
You know? And I think his journey, his struggle, his determination, like what he represents, I think he's going to inspire so many people that read Kingdom. I mean, I feel like he's everything you want in the MC. He's no frills. Like he's not some magical wizard or anything like that. He's a motherfucker with a sword, and he's
that's
been
just trying
sent
to
on a
grind
mission to get some shit done. You
yeah.
know? And
Shin
he's
is
gonna get it done.
badass, man. Like, I gotta give it to him. Shin to me is, like you said, everything you want in an MC. He's not an idiot. He has dumb moments, but he's intelligent when it comes to battle IQ and thinking about the world. And he's not a dummy. He's also someone that doesn't start off strong.
Because at one point
he was.
When he first started, he kind of is a dummy when he first started.
And see, maybe yes.
But
I'm talking
see
based
him
on
learn.
Yeah,
we get to see him go through the pitfalls to develop. Not, oh, I'm just gonna go train with this guy and instantly I'm stronger than everyone else. Like it's not like that.
And his mistakes matter because, like you said, he has to learn from them because it's life or death in this series. Like at any moment, like a bad mistake that Shin makes can kill a lot of people.
And a big thing with Shin that I want to point out is that Shin is not your typical hero, so to speak. You understand? Like most like series you'll read, there's a clear good side and evil side. There's the moral compass. This is a lot more realistic, like how real life is.
Yep.
There's villains on both sides.
Facts.
Shin has allies that are villains. Vile, evil villains. Terrible people. Shin has oppositions that are undoubtedly amazing heroes.
Yeah.
That could probably have their own series based off of them. You know who I'm talking about. They don't know yet. Go read Kingdom so you can find out who I'm talking about. But it's definitely that balance of that certain level of neutrality where it's not necessarily good and evil, it's just agendas.
War is gray. Like war's not black and white, it's gray.
Exactly.
And Kingdom's a lot of gray.
Everybody has a purpose that they or something that they're fighting for. It's just a matter of who's gonna get it done and who's not. It's not necessarily a straightforward Shin is the good guy and everyone else is the bad guy, because to some people might think Shin and his king Sei are good guys.
Yeah.
Some people might think Sei is a tyrant and Shin is a warmonger. These are all fair.
It's based on your perspective, 100%.
Totally depends on your perception. And I think it definitely walks that line throughout this story and definitely gives you a lot of depth to consider as you read through the story and as you meet some of the characters that end up opposing Shin. Because there's a lot of great character designs. He's going to have all these different rivals and people that he has to overcome, and that's going to be a great experience. Every time a new general gets introduced, Horror does a great job of hyping them, showing you what they do great, what's special about them, why they matter to the story, what their backstory is. We get all that. He's very thorough with it. He doesn't leave you hanging, I feel, as much as a guy like Oda. Oda gonna leave you hanging a lot, you know.
He does.
Horror he gonna lead you on a little, but eventually
he's not silhouetting character. Like when I get a character, he explaining them. Like unless they're a character that And I'm just thinking of one in particular, a strategist that they had to wait to explain him. Like he was someone that when you saw him, it's like, oh, who is this guy? I see him. I learn a little bit about, but there's more to meets the eye to that guy. So he waits to when the time is right. But it's not like if that was older, that guy would have been silhouetted and we wouldn't have heard from him until that time came. You know what I'm saying? Whereas horror leads us all the way through to figuring out who that guy is.
And horror has his characters that he kind of does that with a little bit. But I find that, Kingdom's just a lot more fast-paced in general. I feel like it's just a much more fast-paced series. So you're getting the hype, you're getting the build-up, but you also get into the punchline and the climax a lot faster.
Hell yeah.
Than with a lot of other series with this much world building.
So let's get to your final reason why everybody should be on this journey with us with Kingdom.
All right. The final reason that I think it really makes Kingdom great is the supporting cast. The MC is great. Shin probably will be your favorite character still, but honestly, it's so many characters. So many characters that have their own story going on while Shin's story is going on. Because as Shin is becoming a general, someone else in this army is becoming a 300-man commander. Someone's becoming a 5,000-man commander.
Yep.
Someone else might become a general in this army. Someone might have to leave the army. Someone from another army might come to the army. And all these stories are going to intertwine together. All these personalities come together on
like you said, we meet new generals. One of my favorite characters is a general, Wiki. Or what's is his name? Is it Osen? Hold on.
You mean Oki. Please do not ever call him Wiki again. Do not ever do that.
I thought it was Wiki.
It's Oki. Oki of the old family.
Badass. Like, that is one of the coolest characters in that story. He is literally one of the most badass Whitebeard-esque character.
Yes. He's that level of... I haven't, honestly... As far as when characters get introduced, I haven't encountered probably a more frightening character upon introduction. Yep. When they bring Oki into the story, as you'll see very soon. So go read Kingdom so you can find out why Oki is so frightening. Yeah, but he's absolutely terrifying. And then the way they humanize him, and I don't want to give away too much, but
yeah, we're gonna talk about it soon enough. But heck yeah, those are Phareaux's 5 reasons why you should check out Kingdom. Like I said, the first arc we will be reviewing will be the Seikyo's Rebellion arc. It's going to be the first 47 chapters. So check that out. The review for it will be out next week, sometime around this time next week, middle of the week. So be sure to check that out. Phareaux, tell the people they can follow you on social media, man.
You can follow me at OutThatSwamp, OutDatsWamp. On Instagram, you can follow me at 337Phareaux on Twitter.
Hell yeah. Make sure y'all go follow Phareaux. You can follow me at LynBWT, follow BrosWhoThink at BrosWhoThink. And if you follow us on Twitter, you'll get all the updates for all the videos we're going to be dropping, whether it's One Piece, Kingdom, the Bros Who Think podcast, Bros Who Binge, whatever it is. If you follow us on Twitter, you'll get the updates. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, because this is a YouTube exclusive show. You won't get the audio in podcast form to know this is YouTube exclusive. Make sure you check it out. And if you want to discuss Kingdom with Phareaux and myself, join the Discord. Link is in the description of the video. We will be talking Kingdom in there throughout. We talk One Piece in there. We talk about everything in there. So make sure you join the Discord.
Don't forget, you can also comment, subscribe. You can add us on Twitter. If you want to talk about anything, if you want to just sit here and argue about some shit, I will sit there and argue with your ass on there. So
that is a fact.
With all the bullshit, man.
That is a fact. Y'all follow Phareaux. And with that, we are out. Until next time. Peace.